Good evening friends, I am Anushka Raj and you are welcome in Knowledge Sharing channel. So today's topic will be nutrition in plant, as I discussed in the previous video. That was the last topic of reproduction in plants. Then our next topic would be nutrition in plants. So let's discuss nutrition in plants deeper and deeper. Okay, so first of all, as I have told you in the first starting of my video only, starting of my channel only, that there would be lots and lots of question panel in the videos. Okay, so let's first start with the first question. So do you know what is cells? The basic thing of biology. Okay, do you know what is cells? Okay, cell actually means the fundamental unit of life. If I would have to discuss it in detail, I would say that everything not actually, every living organism is made up of cells. Okay, let me just tell you right now that our hand is there. Okay, उसमें skins है. Skin किस चीज का बना है? Tissues का बना है. Actually, let me take skin not. Let's take our heart for example. Okay, heart को देखेंगे तो heart एक organ है. heart एक organ है. वो organ किस चीज का बना हुआ है? Tissues का बना हुआ है. Tissues, what are tissues? The first question of mine was what are cells? Second is what are tissues? What are tissues? So if you know what are cells, then you would probably know that what are tissues. So first of all, cells जो है वो basic unit of life है, जो कि हर function perform करता है. एक basic, जैसे let me tell you one thing, ठीक है? हम लोग का जो सबसे basic चीज़ है ना, जो कि perform करता है कुछ function, वो cells है. Living things का जो fundamental unit of life बोलते हैं वो cell है. ठीक है, सबसे smallest unit of life is cell. फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ, स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट भी तो बोल सकते हैं. नहीं, स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि उससे भी छोटा एटम्स होता है, जो कि हम लोग केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ेंगे. उसका भी एक अलग से चैप्टर होता है, तो उसमें हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे एटम्स के बारे में. अभी का जो है टॉपिक सेल्स का है, और सेल्स में हम लोग जानते हैं कि वो फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ है. हम जब बोलते हैं फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ, तो हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि वो उसमें कुछ लाइफ का प्रोसेसेस भी होता है. अब लाइफ प्रोसेसेस में, लाइफ फंक्शंस में क्या क्या आ जाता है, हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया सेल्स के बारे में भी. अब हम लोग देख लेते हैं थोड़ा सा लाइफ फंक्शंस. अब जैसे कि हम बोले कि लाइफ फंक्शंस वो परफॉर्म करता है सेल्स, इसलिए उसको हम लोग फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ बोलते हैं. सबसे छोटा यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ जो कि लाइफ करता है, जिसमें लाइफ है, सबसे छोटा यूनिट है. तो लाइफ फंक्शंस क्या क्या हो गया हम लोग का? जैसे लाइफ फंक्शंस हो गया ब्रीथ करना, रेस्पायर करना, रेस्पायर, रिप्रोड्यूस करना, एक्सक्रीट करना, ग्रो करना, एटसेट्रा. ये हो गया हम लोग का लाइफ प्रोसेसेस, या फिर हम लोग बोलेंगे, या फिर लाइफ फंक्शंस बोल सकते हैं. ये सारा हम लोग का लाइफ फंक्शंस हो गया. प्लीज कीप दीज इन माइंड. और बहुत सारा है, जैसे हम इफ वी गो अहेड वी कैन सी, इसमें टेक इन न्यूट्रिशन भी है. टेक इन न्यूट्रिशन में मतलब कि टेक इन फूड, हम लोग जो खाना खाते हैं वो. ठीक है, तो ये सारा चीज जो करता है, सबसे छोटा यूनिट जो करता है ये सब, वो सेल है. एटम्स ये सब नहीं करता है. एटम्स रिप्रोड्यूस करता है? नहीं करता है. सिंपल सा बात है. एक्सक्रीट करता है? नहीं करता है. तो सबसे जो छोटा यूनिट जो करता है सब चीज को, वो सेल्स है. इसलिए हम लोग उसको बोलते हैं फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ. ये चीज ध्यान में रखेंगे. जैसे कि मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन था, व्हाट आर टिश्यूज? टिश्यूज आर नथिंग बट अ कलेक्शन ऑफ सिमिलर सेल्स. कलेक्शन ऑफ सिमिलर सेल्स जब हम बोलते हैं, तो एक ऐसा सेल जो कि मान लेते हैं वो एक्सक्रीट करने में हेल्प कर रहा है. द पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ सेल्स आर हेल्पिंग इन एक्सक्रीशन, देन those groups of cells will be known as tissue. one particular type of tissue, जैसे हम लोग का मसल टिश्यू भी होता है ना, नर्व टिश्यू भी होता है, अलग अलग टाइप का टिश्यूज होता है. और जब ढेर सारे टिश्यूज को हम लोग मिला देते हैं तो हम लोग के पास ऑर्गन आता है. जैसे हार्ट हो गया, लंग्स हो गया, ठीक है. और फिर जब ढेर सारे ऑर्गन्स को मिलाते हैं तो हम लोग का ऑर्गन सिस्टम आता है, और ढेर सारे ऑर्गन सिस्टम को मिलाते हैं तो हम लोग का ऑर्गेनिज्म आता है. कीप दिस इन माइंड. This is a very important chart that we are going to follow in this chapter. Okay, take it. So here we are going to next learn about melanin. Okay, we are just going to learn about melanin. Okay, what is melanin? So you know melanin actually, sorry I left one. And what is melanin actually? Actually melanin is present in our body and we even don't know what is melanin, where is it present. It is present in our skins, it is present in our actually body, okay. And that is what which gives us our color, our skin color, okay. That like we Indians have a skin tone of not so black but also not so white. We have a medium skin tone, okay. But if you go to America and some other foreign countries of Europe, you will notice that they are having a skin tone of very whitish color, okay. And if you have ever gone to Africa, you would have noticed that the people living there would have a skin tone of black color or such as brown, very dark brown. So why does it happen? So it's just about melanin, and melanin changes the color of the skin. Okay, so what actually melanin does is actually it protects us from the UV rays of the UV rays of the sun. UV rays of the sun. Okay, it protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. So if the amount of melanin in our body is higher, if the amount of melanin in our body is higher in number, then of course we would be actually blackish. Our skin tone would be more brownish or blackish, you can say. But if our number of melanin present in our body would be lesser, then of course our actually skin tone would be more whitish and more like the skin tone of Americans and those people who are living in Europe, okay. So the main function of melanin is nothing but saving our body from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Okay, this is the main function, and giving color is of course the function of it, okay. And let me tell you about energy. We all know about energy. I don't actually need you to tell I don't need to tell you about energy, okay. And actually we do any life processes just because of energy, okay. And we are doing all stuff of things like sleeping, reading, studying, playing, and all these things we are only able to do because of energy. And how do we get that energy? Our third question, how do we get our energy to do work stuffs like studying, playing, and etc, etc. So we get this energy by the food which we take in. Okay. So energy comes from the food which we take in, and this food goes to our cells to provide us energy to do all steps of things, okay. And next, okay, so the cells does the process of converting the food into the energy. And of course we know whatever work is done, after that some or the other waste is excreted out, okay, from our body. So that excretion process is also done in our body, and some wastes like carbon dioxide, feces, urine are excreted out from our body, because these are some of the waste which are produced by the process of changing the food into energy, usable energy form, okay. And this waste which is produced is thrown out of our body through a process known as excretion, okay. So this waste is excreted out from our body through a process known as excretion. Let's go ahead to study about unicellular and multicellular organism. So I'll just tell you about verbally about them, okay. Unicellular organisms refer to the organisms who are only one cell. They have only one cell to do all stuffs like respiration, like taking in nutrition, to move, to do anything they want. They have only one cell and they are known as unicellular organism. And they do everything like they take in their nutrition. Like, let me give you an example. Amoeba. Amoeba. Amoeba actually is a unicellular organism, and it has only one cell, and it takes in its nutrition by, let me tell you. Let's say this is the single cell. This is the nucleus of amoeba. And if it detects any food around it, अगर उसको कोई सामने में food detect करता है तो वो क्या करता है कि this, let's say this is the food particle, this is amoeba, this is nucleus, and let's say इसके बाद अगर जब भी वो एक फूड पार्टिकल को डिटेक्ट करता है तो वो क्या करता है कि दो अपना टेंटिकल्स निकाल लेता है. It take out its tentacles, which is known as pseudopodia, and it takes in its food into the food vacuole. Let me tell you that it takes in its food into the food vacuole. मतलब जैसे वो दो pseudopodia निकाला, ठीक है, अंडरस्टैंड इट. अपना दो pseudopodia निकाला, फूड को कैप्चर किया और उसको एक फूड वैक्यूल में देता है. फूड वैक्यूल वो वाला प्लेस होता है जहाँ पे फूड स्टोर होता है यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स का. और ये बात ध्यान में रखेंगे, फूड वैक्यूल. एक सेकेंड. हाँ, तो ये बात ध्यान में रखेंगे कि अमीबा केवल एक सेल का है. वो एक्सक्रीशन उसको करना है तो वो डिफ्यूजन के थ्रू करता है, उसको रिस्पायर करना है तो वही सेल में करता है, उसको न्यूट्रिशन लेना है तो एक ही सेल लेता है, उसको सब कुछ एक ही सेल करता है. Whereas in multicellular organisms have many particular organs dedicated for other processes. Like in our we are human beings, we are multicellular organisms, and we have particular organs which are dedicated towards particular processes. Like for excretory system, for excretion, there is a particular system based on that, known as excretory system. For circulation, another system is dedicated for that circulation, which is known as circulatory system. Like a nervous system is dedicated for stuff like doing brain are related, and nerves are related in the nervous system. Okay, so all these things are there in multicellular organisms. So as I told you, the cell converts the food into an usable form of energy. So energy are also like light is also a type of energy, heat is also a form of energy. So but in our body, the food is converted into such a form of energy which we can use for our life processes. Like let me tell you, inside the cell, the food is converted into energy. Okay, the food is converted into the energy, and that energy is nothing but ATP. Hope so this word you have never seen before, or you must have seen before but you are confused in this. Let me explain this to you. हम लोग का बॉडी इसी फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी को मतलब यूज करता है, इसी फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी का यूज करता है, ठीक है. और इसका फुल फॉर्म लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू, एडेनोसाइन ट्राइफॉस्फेट. यू मस्ट हैव लर्नड इन क्लास 7 आल्सो a bit about it. Okay, तो हम लोग का बॉडी ATP का कंज्यूम कर, एक्चुअली फूड में ग्लूकोज रहता है. यू नो दैट, I hope so. You know that if you are taking chapati, you are taking carbohydrate, and when that carbohydrate takes its simplest form, जब उस carbohydrate को उसका simplest form में तोड़ा जाता है तो वो होता है ग्लूकोज. और जब वो ग्लूकोज सेल्स तक पहुंचता है तो सेल्स में कुछ रिएक्शंस होता है, और उस रिएक्शन की वजह से हम लोग को हेल्प से हम लोग को ATP मिलता है, और जिस ATP को हम लोग हम लोग का बॉडी यूज करता है एक्चुअली. और उस देखो, let me just write it. Wait. Adenosine triphosphate. इसका फुल फॉर्म है A for adenosine, T for tri, P for phosphate. ठीक है. और इसी फॉर्म को हम लोग का बॉडी यूज कर सकता है, तो हम लोग का सेल्स जो है इसी फॉर्म में चेंज कर देता है फूड को, ठीक है. और जब हम लोग देखेंगे एक सेल का जब स्ट्रक्चर देखते हैं हम लोग, लेट मी जस्ट मेक अ स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ अ सेल. ओके, देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. लेट्स से दैट दिस इज अ सेल. ओके, या so there are many stuffs like this cell. And before telling you anything about the cell, let me just explain you some more things about ATP, which is our main very actually you can say hero, okay, main hero of our story of nutrition in plants. Okay, so ATP is nothing but the current we can say even energy currency. It is known as the energy currency. जैसे मनी का करेंसी हम लोग का इंडिया में क्या होता है, रुपीज. The currency in India is rupees. For money is rupees. Okay. अमेरिका में जाएंगे तो डॉलर्स, currency for money is dollars in America, and so on and so on. Okay. जापान में कुछ और रहेगा, कहीं कोरिया में कुछ और रहेगा. तो इस टाइप से अलग अलग जगह में अलग अलग करेंसी होता है. बट इन आवर बॉडी देयर इज आल्सो करेंसी फॉर एनर्जी. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, आई होप सो, एंड दैट इज नोन एज ATP. दैट एनर्जी करेंसी इज नोन एज ATP. करेंसी मतलब हम लोग का यूजेबल फॉर्म हो गया. इंडिया में हम डॉलर्स लाके तो यूज नहीं कर सकते ना, हम लोग को रुपीज से ही ट्रेड कर सकते हैं हम लोग. तो उसी तरह से हम लोग एनर्जी को डायरेक्टली ऐसे ग्लूकोज की फॉर्म में यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं. ग्लूकोज में जो एनर्जी स्टोर्ड है उसको हम लोग यूज नहीं कर सकते. जब तक वो ग्लूकोज का एनर्जी ATP का फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट नहीं हो जाता, हम लोग उसको नहीं यूज कर पाएंगे. तो यूजेबल फॉर्म में चेंज करता है सेल्स, ठीक है. और लेट मी जस्ट राइट इट डाउन. एनर्जी करेंसी C is ATP. ठीक है, एनर्जी करेंसी जो है वो ATP है. और अब देखेंगे हम लोग इसके बारे में कि ATP जो है वो सारा मैकेनिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल कोई प्रोसेस हो, सब प्रोसेसेस के लिए एनर्जी प्रोवाइड करती है. तो हम लोग पहले ही डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. अब देखते हैं सेल्स के बारे में. सेल्स में जो ये कुछ हम अजीब टाइप का बनाए हैं, लाइक स्नेक्स, नहीं, स्नेक्स नहीं है, इसमें कुछ कुछ ऑर्गन्स है, जैसे हम लोग का बॉडी पार्ट्स में भी ऑर्गन्स होता है, आईज है, नोज है, माउथ है, टंग है, हेड है, लिवर है, हम लोग का स्टमक है, स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन है, लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन है, लिवर सॉरी लंग्स हो गया, हार्ट हो गया, और बहुत सारा ऑर्गन्स हो गया। बॉडी पार्ट का वो सब ऑर्गन्स हो गया, बट द ऑर्गन्स ऑफ द सेल्स आर दीज स्टब्स, ओके। और हम लोग का जो सेल्स का जो ऑर्गन्स हो गया उसको ऑर्गेनल्स बोलते हैं। ऑर्गेनल्स का स्पेलिंग हम लिख देते हैं, ज्यादा इजी हो जाएगा आपके लिए। ऑर्गेनल्स, ओके। तो सेल्स का ऑर्गन्स को बोलते हैं ऑर्गेनल्स। ऑर्गन्स जो हो गया सेल का उसको बोलते हैं ऑर्गेनल्स। ये सब ऑर्गेनल्स हो गया, ये भी ऑर्गेनल, ये हम लोग का सबसे बिगेस्ट ऑर्गेनल हो गया। द बिगेस्ट ऑर्गेनल ऑफ अ सेल इज न्यूक्लियस, ओके। सो इट इज न्यूक्लियस और हीरो, ठीक है। न्यूक्लियस हो गया हम लोग का बिगेस्ट ऑर्गेनल। लेट मी जस्ट राइट इट, इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एक्चुअली, ओके। It's very very important. Biggest organelle, yeah. So this thing, nucleus is the biggest organelle, okay. We cannot see, first of all you all know that we cannot see cells with our naked eyes, tissues we cannot see with our naked eyes, but we can see organs with our naked eyes. So can you imagine of seeing an organelle with our naked eye? It's not at all possible. Organelles को हम लोग naked eye से, naked eye means you can see, ऐसे ही आँख से हम लोग नहीं देख सकते, उसके लिए कुछ particular instrument का it's needed, there's a need of a particular instrument to see these stuffs which are known as organelles, okay. और the machine which is used to actually see these organelles is known as electron microscope. It's known as electron microscope. Electron microscope. ठीक है? This is E. Yeah. Through the electron microscope we can see the organelles of the cell, okay. This is okay. And do you know, let me just ask you another question panel is here in front of you. The question panel is, do you know what are the stuffs of which carbohydrate is made up of? Let me just write down the question for you. The question here is, question, do you know what are the things from which carbohydrate is made up of? And you will say, carbohydrate is made up of what? Carbohydrate is carbohydrate. But no, carbohydrate are actually made up of three main things. If you guess, I think so you have guessed the correct answer, that is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are the three elements from which the carbohydrate is made up of, and let me just write it down for you. Carbon first, second hydrogen, third oxygen, these are the three elements from which the carbohydrate is made up of, okay. So carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, these three elements are actually have different ratios, and they are combined together through chemical bonds, and they combine to form carbohydrates. So hope so this is very much clear. And after this question, let's go to our actual chapter, that is nutrition in plants. And today we are going to learn, about the classifications of living beings. Okay, classifications of living beings. Hope so the session is very interesting, and if you like the video, please like it, subscribe it and share it with your friends so that your friends also get the benefit of the video. Okay, so and another thing which I want to tell you is that if you have any query about the video, you can just post it in the comment box, in the comment section. Okay, so as I was telling you, I am going to tell you the classifications of living beings. Okay, so the classification ends up in two corners. Okay, hope so you all know this. You have actually learned it, I think, in standard 5 only. Okay, so this classification of living beings is based upon whether a particular group of living beings make their own food or not. Hope so you have till now guessed what are the classifications, and I'm going to reveal it to you, and that are autotrophs and heterotrophs. So actually, if you don't know, it's very good and you are going to know it fully fresh. Okay, let me write it down to you for you. Autotrophs. Autotrophs. And heterotrophs, the second classification is heterotrophs. The second one is heterotrophs and the first one is autotrophs. Hope so you know the meaning of auto. AUTO, auto means by themselves, अपने आप से. Autotrophs, if we talk about autotrophs, then we are saying about the one which make their own food. Okay, make their own food. Auto means by ourselves. हम लोग अपने आप से जो काम करते हैं उसमें auto का यूज करते हैं. Jab we are talking about autotrophs, then we are talking about the group of living organism which make their own food. Okay, and hope so you have obviously guessed about the one heterotrophs, and that are the one which do not make their own food. These are the ones who do not make their own food. Do not make their own food. Is it clear to everybody? Okay. And actually heterotroph consists of many subdivisions. Here comes the main thing. Okay, but I will tell you about the subdivision later on. First, let's discuss about the heterotrophs and let's ask about the examples. And examples are living beings. Living beings, the examples are actually human beings. Actually, you must have guessed, oh, what are you saying? My mother cooks food for me, so my mother would be should come in autotrophs. But no, actually you are wrong. Autotrophs are only and only the plants that are green in color. Okay, so why I'm going to tell you. First, this confusion, keep this confusion aside and hear me. Okay, so ऑटोट्रॉफ्स वैसे मतलब लिविंग बींग्स होते हैं जो अपना खाना खुद से बनाते हैं. ओके, लेट मी टेल यू. आप इफ यू ईट राइस, pulses and vegetables in your afternoon lunch, okay, so have you ever wondered, or your mom even have wondered, कि वो जो चावल बना रही है, the rice which she is cooking, where does it come from? It comes from some unknown farmer's farm. Yeah, it comes from an unknown farmer's farm, and in that farms there are crops, and that crops are nothing but the plants which are making their own food, and they are not taking the food from somebody else. They are making their own food. They are preparing their rice. So autotrophs, in autotrophs, the examples are the green plants. Green plants. Okay, great. So let's study about the heterotrophs. In heterotrophs, we are having the ones who use the food which is made by the green plants. Actually consume the food which are made by the green plants. Obviously, the example would be living human beings, as well as animals, okay, and many other. Okay. So we got this classification cleared, and in our next video we are going to learn about the subtopics of heterotrophs like decomposers, saprophytes, and symbiotic association with the other with some societies. Okay, so we are going to learn all this in our next video. Hope so you are very much clear in this video all about whatever I have taught you. And if you like this video, please like it, comment it, and even subscribe it if you are new to our channel. So here we are ending this channel, we are ending this video, and thank you to all my dear friends.